The G-Wade Podcast with Deacon Dirty.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy G-Wade holding it down, G-Wade Podcast, and I'm kicking it alongside with my man Deacon
Dirty.
And we got a very special guest in the building, DJ Miss Eclectic. What's that?
Hey, I love it. What's up?
What's going on, man?
You know, out here in these ATL streets, well, you can't say ATL, you got to say ATL metro area now,
right,
because
yeah.
you don't want any problems.
You don't want to offend nobody.
No.
That's too funny. All right, well, listen, you here because we going to get into some of this stuff that's been going on and stuff, you know, randoms. We try to switch it up every so often so there's just not all interviews.
Yes.
Hit on some things to get some honest opinions. We was talking really good off mic.
Yeah, we had a good conversation.
We should have
off
captured
mic.
that.
Yeah, maybe we didn't need all of it.
Right. Don't mean to offend.
Calling out people life stories. No, I'm just joking.
Right. Hey, well, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
But this is my thing. First of all, allegedly, and then number two, it's just my opinion. You can't be mad at my opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but don't be mad about it. It's an opinion. Similar to butts. We all have one. All right, that's what's up. All right, quick question to you guys. You and Mr. Dirty.
Okay.
Your thoughts, because I'm going somewhere. Your thoughts on PDA.
Okay.
Public displays of affection.
All right.
Or is that a thing that you're cool with, or for yourself personally, or if you see other people do it, what's your feelings on both ways?
Me personally, I'm cool with it, with limitations. Now let's say.
Get a room.
Yeah, like if you slobbing them down in the corner and like you're grinding, I don't need to see all that. You take that to the bedroom, take that to the house.
Right.
But I think that's just a display of love. I really do. Like to me, if I'm really, and I'm not a true affectionate person like that, honestly, when it comes to hugs and all that. But if I'm dating somebody and we really are, at that point, I know you're the one. That's
well, let's talk about only what you really into.
Yeah,
so that way you can eliminate the one with the the missing molar.
Why you holding my hand? But no, if I'm really, I'm really into something, you thought wrong.
Right.
But anybody knows.
I thought we foster her.
Right. Foster hug.
But no, I'm
That's
totally
funny.
with it. I'm totally with the holding hands. You know, give a little rub, give a little kiss.
Okay.
You know, all that. You know,
So
rub
pecks, not slob down.
No, I'm not slobbing you down. No.
That's the grocery line.
Yeah. You know, some guys they do the little tap on the butt and all that.
I got
you ain't got to do the full out rub down.
Right.
Like
palm.
Yeah. PDA with limitations, but I'm totally with it. I love to see, like, I'm a big person. I love black love, and I love love in general. So if I see somebody, displaying it, you see a couple, I'm like, oh, look at this, so cute. And so I have no issue with it personally.
Okay. But with the limit.
With the limitations.
Gotcha.
Limitations.
What about you, Mr. Dirty?
Go for it. I mean, I'm kind of like with E. Like, as long as you're not, needing a room right there. 10 items or less.
Yeah, right. So, but that's other people. What about you? Are you a publicly affectionate person, or you like to save it for personal space? You know what I mean?
I've grown, G-Wade. I've grown over the years. I've gotten more comfortable.
Look, I go all out. You know what I'm saying?
I've gotten more comfortable. Everybody gotta know what I do. I just leave it.
Well, I'm just saying, but it's on the light level.
It's very light, yeah.
Gotcha. So you're not palming and standing from the back and hugging her like that behind the. You know what I mean? Like she just got her taxes hugged.
I was about to say, I just saw the meme.
I'll put it like this, she know.
I just saw the meme. It was like dudes with no money always hold their girls like this.
I want number 7, babe. You know what I'm saying?
What we gonna get?
Right. You know what I'm saying? That is too funny. All right, well, for me, I've grown, but I think I've grown in reverse.
Wait.
So maybe I've digressed. You know what I'm saying? I used to be I used to be more public with it. Like, and I don't mean like I was so happy to be public with it, but I didn't have a problem with being public with it. Holding the hands. Well, that's not. But holding the hands, like kissing, pecks on the neck, like you said, the pats on the butt, and
come here, girl.
You know what I'm saying? Let me show them what we working with. But then I think I kind of got away from that. Like, so I'm a little bit more reserved when out. So not so much, get a room. You know what I mean? Not so much. When people look, oh, that's love. You know what I mean? It's you may still get it with the body language, but not so much the. Like you just said, the rubbing of the shoulders or the, I don't know. I just seem to have gotten away from it. I don't know why or how. It just seems like I have, you know what I mean? So I've devolved. Is that what it would be?
Did it come with maturity and age or just?
I just over the years. I don't know if I'm looking at love the same as I used to look at it. So I'm not so wild with love, more so than I'm more controlled with it. You get what I'm saying? Like I have a more, not strategic approach to it, but a more, I don't want to say structured, because they're like, then we go here, you know what I'm saying? Like hold my hand, you know what I mean, type of thing. So I don't know. I just kind of, I know I've devolved when it comes to it.
So how do you feel if your lady, if she's like publicly affectionate with you? Mm-hmm. You cool with that, or you want her to be like, okay, chill with all that? I
think I've fallen into the okay. You know what I'm saying? All
right.
That's what we doing.
You know they can see you,
right? Okay.
Right. I got it. You know what I'm saying? That too, in a sense. Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. But that's again emotional damage. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So,
you need like a.
So I think that, well, not that, but that kind of has altered the way I PDA. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I'm not like, ew, look at that. Put that. Right.
Okay,
Stop
so
it.
when you say emotional damage, like, what do you mean?
Oh, I just said that because you ever heard that Asian do emotional damage? It's a funny video, but well, to answer that question, I don't know. I don't know if it's stunted. I don't know if it's
Who was she, G-Way?
Say it one more time.
I'm with you, Deacon.
What did you say?
Who was she?
I have questions.
But that's funny because I've been asked, who hurt you? Yeah. And I'm like, nobody has hurt me. I've been hurting people.
Yeah,
I was the hurter.
Well, they say hurt people hurt people.
Yeah. And I hurt people.
So who was she?
But nobody. I always go back to my early 20s.
Have you suppressed it so much that you've forgotten who she was?
Right?
No, because I know where the emotional.
Tell me about your childhood.
Well, see, I was 7. Mommy. You know what I'm saying? Baba. You know what I'm saying? No. Well, the only time that I know I cried. I'm talking about cried in a relationship. I was in my early 20s. It was the 24, 23, 24 range, somewhere in there. Oh, I can tell you the year. That made it was 9. If I tell you the year, then that means you know my age.
Yeah,
20, yeah.
I'm about to say, you about to tell everything.
You about to do it now. Minus the 1. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it was something about 24, somewhere around 25. But I want to go a little younger. So maybe it was 22, 23. But the issue wasn't that she hurt me, because I promise you she did not. If she did, I'd say it. But the issue was she left at a time of need. I was going through some stuff. Okay. I had the issues going on, and so it was a escape. Who do I run to? So I need love. Right. And so I think she had gone as far as she could go. Okay. Now, mind you, I had been causing her emotional damage the whole time. So she had every right. She just stuck around during the issue, but when it was kind of over, I thought she was going to stick around, but it was just, listen, I'm just going to help you through. Get on across there now. You know what I'm saying? And when I crossed that bridge, she was like, now I'm out. Good. Yeah. I'm like, but why?
He's like, Jay-Z, you just going to leave like that. Like,
you don't get back like that. You know what I'm saying?
Get back like that.
I was just messing with them girls. I was going to get right back. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right.
That's what that is right there.
You know what I'm saying? So but nonetheless, she stuck around during the trials and tribulations. But once it kind of subsided, she's like, all right, you know,
You good.
take the training wheels off now. You on your own. And so it hurt. And it hurt bad because, it, you know, I still had to deal with some stuff.
Yeah,
but, yeah, it hurt bad. I was like, yeah, I don't ever want to cry like that no more. I'm listening to, why did we come to the end of the road? No. I'm there with it, dude. I'm outside the radio.
That's a soundtrack for a breakup.
You ain't lying.
Bro, it was that man, I couldn't hear one last cry. I was in it, why? You know what I'm saying? Brian McKnight's joint, you know what I mean?
But that's the main time Quiet Storm playing all the songs.
That was the era, bro. You know what I'm saying?
One after one after one.
Gentle storm. You know what I'm saying?
Done.
So yeah, that was. So it wasn't so much.
This one goes out to
yeah, right.
He's going through something, baby.
Right. So I hear he's going through a dark period in his life, and this is for you. Doom, 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 doom. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, nah. So it wasn't a. She hurt me. It was. I was going through something, and she managed me, but she's like, all right, I gotta step away, and it hurt. It hurt a lot.
You carried that on throughout these years.
I've carried it for a long time. If there's anything that I've held on to, is a few things, and that's one of them. You know what I'm saying? So that right there has stunted me in ways, I'm sure. And she don't even know. You know what I'm saying?
Reach out to her and get your clothes.
She done moved on, got married.
She got married, got 2 or 3 kids.
Got a big old house. You know what I'm saying?
Gee, wait.
I don't know this man. You know what I'm saying? But so it's a person, but not for the same reasons.
Okay.
So, but again, I used to be a very publicly affectionate. Not that I'm saying I purposed it.
This was pre end of the road.
It was definitely pre.
Okay.
Definitely pre. Somewhat post, but I think as time went on, I don't know, something just started to shift in me and make it different. I don't know. I can't really explain it.
You don't want her coming up behind you.
What's happening here? Why am I under arrest? Unhand me. That man tried to bend me over. No, you remember that on
Trading places.
Yeah. That is too funny. So yeah, that's my story, and I'm unfortunately I'm sticking to it. And unfortunately I'm stuck with it because I'm still holding it. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, she's probably gonna see this and go,
All right.
She's like, got him. Finally. I mean, I did her bad. I was foul. I was hella foul. So what she did was the right thing to do.
All she had to do was just leave. That's all she had.
That's
all she had to do.
Well, because when she was leaving, would leave or break up before, it was, hey,
wait, before
it ain't got to be like this. And then she come back. You know what I mean? But I think she just saw that
enough was enough.
This
when
was
a woman's like, when enough
when
is
a
enough,
woman's fed up,
right? Enough is enough. We done.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. Done.
That's probably why you ain't
Done.
But hey, girl, if you listen, man, just give me a little closer.
Please. Help a brother out.
What's future women, Lord?
Right.
They want a little
A lot of women suffering because of this.
Caressing. They want
some
PDA.
McLovin. That is too funny. Wow. I think I'm getting clear here. Yeah. I'm getting some therapy. Thanks, guys. You know what I'm saying?
That'll be $59.95.
Right. That is too funny. All right, so listen, we talking about PDA, which brings me to this. So we all know Dwayne Wade has a transgender. Wait, was it Is it a trans daughter? A boy becoming a girl? Trans daughter, right? I think that's how you say it.
I believe.
I
believe that young man must be a young woman.
Okay,
I believe
that. And
so
wherever they were, and this just happened. Wherever they were, whatever photo shoots or whatever things outside public activity was happening. I think that Zaire. I'm trying to pronounce it right. Her name right. So boy transitioning to girl was kissing a boyfriend. Now the issue wasn't that they were trans because let's point this out too. So the trans boy, the boy son who's transitioning to the girl, Dwayne Wade's daughter, was kissing the girl who was transitioning to the boy. So it kind of cancels out the gay.
They're not longer.
You get what I'm saying? It cancels out gay. If we're looking at it at flat,
boy kissing a girl.
It's a boy
natural
kissing
born.
Natural kissing natural. But that was some people's issue, because if you really start thinking about, like, so you're gonna get your boyfriend pregnant, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, if
I'm so lost. This is
like, wait, who kicked me? You know what I'm saying?
We living in our last days.
Here was the thing. The issue wasn't. It was the fact that they were kissing. They're 14-year-olds kissing in front of your parents.
I thought that was
at 14 years old.
Baby,
were you kissing in front of your mom, your dad, your uncle?
I couldn't even close my door. I was kissing.
I couldn't even close my eyes in front of
I had my little boyfriend and I was kissing, but not in front of my mama or my daddy.
Meet me out the haystack.
My daddy would kill him. So absolutely not.
Right.
I don't even think I would even feel comfortable.
I got to be awkward.
That is just not like. To me, and I'm not saying for everybody, but to me, I feel like we don't have those boundaries anymore. We're like, my mom, I love my mom, and like she's my friend. Like, we cool in the mother, but it's some things. It's just because she's still my mother.
I don't want to cross that line.
There's still a respect. Even at my older age, I'm grown. There's still that respect boundary there, and I'll kiss now in front of my mom, but I still ain't gonna slide a guy down in front of my mom. Like, it's just
come here, boo boo.
Yeah, come here. Let me give you that real PDA. Right. And like, we're not doing that. So I'm not doing that, and I never even thought about doing that in front of my parents.
Yeah, that would be. Deke, you how were you? 14 kissing little girls, or you?
Of course,
Georgie Porgy.
Of course you were, right?
Was it Georgie Porgy pudding pie?
Pudding pie.
So were you running behind the shed, or was it cool in front of your parents?
Oh, we had to find a spot.
I'll be happy if we find a spot next to your sister.
we had to find a spot.
Well, look here.
Because first of all, you're that young. We got in trouble anyway, so we weren't supposed to be
right
out there like that. So we had to find a spot.
Sure wasn't taking no picture of it, but like,
and that was the thing. So people were saying, that's good that they felt.
Did they post it?
It was posted, yeah.
Posted. Like, I had a great Easter weekend with the young.
That's what it was. It was the Easter, yeah, right.
I can't because I want they're gonna murder me. It's a lot. It's a lot. To take.
No. Tell them how you feel, Rick.
I'm cool. I'm cool with the LGBTQ plus community. Trust me. I'm sorry. I really can't name all the letters. Forgive me. But I'm just saying. But that's just an awkward situation. Only because it was a young man turned into a woman, and a young woman turned into a.
I don't even
want
to use the word women because they 14.
Okay, young boy turned into a young girl turned into a young boy. It's just. I just can't.
That's convoluted than a mug.
It's confusing. I saw the post and I just scrolled, and because I didn't know what to do. I was like, Lord, I'm lost.
And this is my thing on it. You shouldn't. You can be, but you shouldn't be mad at us when we don't get it.
No, you can't make me understand.
Help me to understand.
First of all, you can't make me understand something that is not natural. And I say it's not natural because God made that young boy as a young boy, and God made that young girl as a young girl. Now, that is not natural. I'm not judging your decision because that's not for me to judge. But I'm saying, like you just said, you can't judge people for not understanding what is not God made. That you cannot debate me on.
Yeah, when I tell people I'm a private person. Like, you don't see me post on social media with my kids and my mom or my brother. No, I keep it because that keeps them out of people's opinions.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I was watching something. I can't remember who it was. Any event. So I'm private, but I'm open in discussion.
Absolutely.
So I'll talk about my son, my daughter, my brother. I'll talk about it. One, because if it's not anything that they're hiding,
Why you gonna hide?
Oh, it's no reason. Nothing I would hide, and I'm only talking about my folk. I'm not talking about your folks. You get what I'm saying? I can't talk about your people's story, but I can talk about mine.
Right.
So you all know that I got 3 kids. Mama got 3 last names, and my son, who's the oldest, and my oldest daughter, which is the middle child, both of them are gay, openly gay.
Yeah.
There's no secrets. You know what I'm saying? In fact, my son is a husband. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not finna do it. But that's cool. I mean, it's just like
he married, right?
He married. That's cool. Yeah.
So, because I don't know what they use in the pronoun sense. Is it husband? Husband is a husband. You get what I'm saying?
I honestly, yeah. I think
So,
I'm
I don't
not
know
trying to be disrespectful. You just trying to
I
say,
just don't know what
but he's a
the
husband.
role.
I
You
got
know what I'm saying?
you.
You know what I mean?
got you.
I ain't going around top or bottom. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the role.
wasn't really.
I thought he's being
We open
discussion.
this. We open now.
And so let me make the like Corey Red says, long story bearable. And so and my daughter, who's gay, is transitioning.
Right.
Going through the process as we speak. Saw her because we all went on a family trip down to Florida, and saw her. Hadn't seen her in a little while, and so I saw her in the throes of the process, and I'm seeing hair on her face.
It's kind of,
and I'm not even supposed to say her right now.
Right,
you get what I'm saying?
right.
And we had a long conversation, she and I. And I have a nickname for her, and I've been calling her that since the day she came out. I've been calling her Cutie for years. That's my nickname for her.
Nickname for your baby, yeah.
Well, I don't know what everybody else call her, but that's what I call her. And so when I was telling her that, and she was telling me, transitioning part, and I said, listen, it's going to be real weird for me to come around you and your friends and I'm calling you Cutie. So I hope you cool with that while you got a full beard and, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that's my dad. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's on you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's what I do to this day. So if she texts me and say something like, hey, what's up? I'm like she did the other day. I'm like, what happened to daddy? Because it's like, hey, daddy, that's forever. Why you dropping why you ain't calling me? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I want to be called me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sorry, daddy, type of deal. But I'm saying I'm my discussions is open when it comes to my family. So I understand parts of it. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I understand parts of it, not because I understand it, meaning I just can relate to it.
Right.
Now, I don't know if I would necessarily be on a tour saying my daughter's transitioning into a man. Like they did it on NBC and different talk shows. That wouldn't be me. I don't think it would be me, but I'm not a famous basketball player, knowing you're gonna be met with something. Look, you want to say something, Deke?
No, it's like it's like when you're being charitable and you're going out and you're feeding the homeless. You're just doing something nice for somebody else in general. But you're bringing cameras with you.
You got the crew with you.
Is it still the same thing?
I feel you. Are you really doing this for the good of your son? Because don't get me wrong. I have friends that are gay, and I love it. Like I said, I really do. I'm not judging that. I'm not judging at all. It's just that's just the understanding part. But I'm like you. At the same time, are you really doing this for the love of your son that's transitioning to a young lady, or are you doing this for publicity? Because all publicity is publicity.
Or is it to stave off what people would say anyway? So let me get to it first.
Or is it to stay relevant? Like it's a lot of variables.
Or to stay woke in that regard.
Yeah, it's a lot of variables.
It's so progressive.
It's a lot of variables in that. And I don't know them, so I can't say yay or nay. I cannot.
Well, on the ride down to Florida, we were having a great discussion, me and my kids, and my youngest, which is Sean, and that's a nickname, so y'all won't know my real name. So don't be trying to let me Google.
They Googling Sean right now.
Right.
It's a SH.
Right. ON, was defending Cutie, and for something, because we just talking like normal, and I said to them, listen, first of all, and I'm saying this to whoever's listening, while they're transitioning, we are too
as well. Yeah.
So you want us to bear with you. So bear with us while we transition through the process of this all, because yesterday, you know what I'm saying? Yesterday, you was her.
And then now I got to see
you
you as
want
him.
me to say him.
That's mentally taxing too. That's on your body mentally. You want to accept it because that's your child. Absolutely, you're gonna love your child regardless. But that's mentally. They have to realize a mental aspect on you as well.
Absolutely. Because
totally
don't nobody
agree.
ever ask me how I feel.
Not ever.
I've not been asked
and
how
I've been
I
people
feel
like
about
people
it.
like, you gonna accept? I was like, you can't really make somebody accept it. People, we want to learn and we want to accept
gonna have a
you
t-shirt
for who you are, but you
well, I
can't
should
make
come up with it
somebody accept it right then and there.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's a process.
It's
to
a
it.
process.
There's definitely a
because
process.
in a sense, I'm losing my daughter.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that is.
She's not
if you think about
physically
it that way.
dying, but I'm losing her.
That's true.
You know, where there's a name change and there's now talking about doing surgery. Like this is a loss.
In a sense,
you know what I
you
mean?
really are.
Yeah.
Think about it. That's like a transit. You just got a son.
I now got two. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, where'd this puppy come from? I never had a, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, we saw him on the street and we brought the dog
Right,
home.
but
You know what I'm
naturally
saying?
that was your daughter for however many years. So that is definitely, especially as a father as well. That is a
and I ain't
something
trying to pretend to be this new age dude. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm still a man's man. I'm still I still have a frame of thought. You know what I mean? But not being caught in the what's the word? Like you so old school.
Right.
Because I'm old school enough to know 1 + 1 is still 2.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? But I'm new school enough to say, listen, what you gonna do is what you gonna do.
Absolutely.
I ain't gonna never disown you, kick you out, talk about you bad, or not love you, because I'm gonna love you more. You know what I'm saying? My love turns up a notch. You get what I'm saying? Because I think when you're going through the certain things or something like that, I would imagine that has to already be a mental turmoil for them alone. You get what I'm saying? So I got to turn my love up a notch, right? Just to make sure that I don't know what you're doing mentally.
Right.
I don't care how many people you hang around and it's cool or it's right and that's the thing and you feel it's God and whatever. I still got to turn my love up to say, regardless of all of that,
I love you.
I love you. You know what I'm saying? I don't gotta love you. I love you.
Absolutely.
Remember that scene in Fences when Denzel was talking to his son and he was like, "Why you don't like me?" He's like, I ain't gotta like you. Yeah. It was a powerful scene.
Yeah.
He's like, I give you eats, I give you house. You know what I'm saying? I love you.
Yeah.
And I ain't gotta like you. So, but I like my daughter. But you know what I'm saying? But all that to get to this, which is 14 is too young.
14 is too young.
To be kissing. Well, at least in the way I grew up, in front of your parents.
Trans or not.
Trans or not.
I don't care what your pronoun is. It's too young.
It's too young. I remember being on the porch of, I won't say her name. And the only reason why I was allowed to date her, I think I was 15 or 16 and she was 14. Her mom wasn't with it, but she was with it because I was friends with their cousin. So I'm a good kid. You get what I'm saying?
Per se.
Well, right. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? We go to the movies, all of us, because she let us go to the movies with them. And so we coming back to her house, dropping her off. I walk up to I'm a gentleman at 14, 15, you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm gonna take you up to walk you to the door. You know what I'm saying? And I stand there and we kiss. I remember this. And my back is positioned in a way that the door is here. You don't see it. Yeah. And all you hear is and so now we deer in the headlight, you know what I'm saying? Like froze for a second. And you immediately turned her mother standing at the screen thing. Screen door. Now there's a slight smile on her face because slight agitation, but slight smile.
Oh, like I look like little baby. Right. I be like, all right, now boy.
Then get on, get gone now.
Like, oh, look at him. You do it. Oh.
So I remember that. You know what I'm saying? So I right down them steps and got in the car. Right. And rolled on out. But so I think 14 is too young to be, we all know boys and girls gonna do it. Let's not be stupid. We'd all done snuck off into the creek, into the woods, and try to get a peck or two. But I don't think that I could ever stand to this day, stand in front of my mother and be straight up just comfortable with, straight up PDA like that.
At this age, it might be like a little peck. Yeah, peck.
You thirsty?
Yeah, all right, yeah. That is it, though. That is about where I am.
Right, yeah. That's just what it is. Listen, y'all, y'all going in on these kids. Y'all got to remember that they are still
babies.
Still kids. So you can't be hating on them like that. You still got to, like I said, turn the love up a notch, because you don't know what they got to deal with mentally, all the emotions that they got to deal with. The body already doing weird stuff anyway. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you already got hormones,
and then you got the hormones you add
and then
to
you're
it.
in the public. I always think kids should be out of the limelight, not out of the limelight, but they should be out of the shooting ring.
Right.
Like I feel like you should not be able to come for kids. I just say leave them alone, leave them baby. Now he does put. Now somebody might come back and say, well, he put himself out because he put those pictures.
Too.
That he did. This is a generation, but they're still kids, and so they leave the babies alone.
And some things like this, you're gonna have to focus it in on the parents and not the kids.
Absolutely, the parents they make this okay. So
because at that age you're still going through puberty pretty much.
You're going through a lot of things.
You really are going through puberty. You're going through a lot. He's still trying. Well, I don't want to say he. That baby is just trying to find himself still.
Yeah, I got you.
They selves. So yes, so that's it.
Yeah, turn the love up. That's all I can say.
That's all I can say.
Turn the love up.
And I hate that I said it earlier. I was like, I have gay friends. I hate I said that because it sounds like you said I have black friends. And I did not mean it like that.
Justifies my response.
Disclaimer, I did not mean it like that. I love everybody.
Fun. You had to go back and get that.
Yeah, everybody. I heard
some of my best friends.
I was like, yes, some of my best friends are. I will never be that kind of person. I love everybody.
They're like, really?
I had to take that back.
That is too funny. So, in recent news, in a sense, keeping in theme, let me ask you this question first. Sports.
Okay.
Men play men, women compete with women.
Yes.
And then there's a trans woman. So he's now becoming her, and now he wants to compete in the women's, whatever it is, wrestling or
beating everybody,
crushing. Because this happened recently.
Yeah, I heard
crushing.
That's a no for me, though.
Like the whole man, but just identifying as a woman. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So just recently in the news, a trans woman. That means there was a man who was transitioning into a woman, or identifies as a woman, locked up in a woman's jail. Impregnates 2 of the inmates. What do we do? Where do we go
so
wrong?
At this point,
wait.
he or she can no longer identify as a woman.
That's what I'm saying. Where do we go from here? How do we?
Because
Lucy, you got some splaining to do.
Because you're still a rooster by definition.
By definition,
you just impregnated 2 hens.
Yeah. Yeah. And
you
locked up. I got you. You got an itch. You want it scratched. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You.
These were all inmates?
They were inmates. So the trans woman is locked up in a woman's.
They do that. I thought they still separated, but no.
No, because.
What state was this in?
Yeah, because
that's the part I don't remember.
Okay.
But that's just the overall story.
The trans woman, which was a man, was in the same unit with 2 women.
With women.
But he impregnated 2 women.
Yeah. So
he still has Mr. Johnson.
Yeah.
I have questions.
Still has all his original equipment.
Yes, all the original parts, yeah.
That's why I'm questioning why he was in the same unit. I know some people, I don't know if it's what you identify as or
Well, see, I was thinking they didn't put him, her. I have to say him because he operating as a man.
He was out there getting in. He was operating as a straight man.
You don't tell me I'm offensive. He acted as a man.
At that point.
That there is a man.
The
He's a bull.
Exercise required him to be a man.
Right.
He's a bull among
amongst cows. You know what I'm saying?
Well, all right.
Because all bulls are male, right? I'm gonna sound
bulls
stupid. I'm sorry.
Bulls are male.
All cows are females. Is that
heifers?
Heifers, you heifer.
Even though we use that in a derogatory.
I know, all right. But that's how it is, right? Yeah. Bulls are males and cows are female.
Yeah, you don't want to milk a bull.
He might like it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm done.
This is nice.
My
Real
God.
nice.
Oh, McDonald's.
Right. This is a nice farm.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
this is all my life. Okay.
Right. So all the original parts. So he identifies as a woman, but he acted as a man.
knocking them down.
Yeah,
So
and he probably knocking more down. That's just the ones who got
That's
pregnant.
Thank you.
Because here's the thing. I use this as a slight. We used to run up to Regina High, all girl Catholic school, because we knew that everything was turned up. It's all women. All they looking at is girls all day at school.
So they be like, ooh.
A man standing outside.
Yeah.
So these women in jail,
They tired of looking at
each other.
Yes.
Just gonna get a little graphic, y'all. They ain't got to deal with no licking. They can get some sticking.
Girl, did you see the bulge in the jeans?
Michelle is holding. You know what I'm saying?
This is a new one for me. This is a lot.
So that's why it's such a great.
So you're still attracted to women. So how can
you still getting it up?
You still getting it up? It moves the meter.
It moves the needle, dude. Yeah.
I'm just trying to...
Like I'm still trying. So you're saying that she was a he?
Your faces are classic, man.
Do we have pictures of these people these women here pregnant? Because
I don't know. They showed the picture.
Are they like feminine women, or like because if he had a preference, I'm just trying to figure it out.
Oh, you're saying are they feminine or are they kind of butchy?
Yeah. Like I'm just trying to figure out what type of woman is he attracted to? Because at this point,
well, even if they're butchy, that means that they still attract. They still want a man.
Confusion.
I mean,
that's Flavor Flav. Bass in your face.
And Lord forgive me, I've done prison ministry before, and I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was like, because
we don't need to bow, but just pray.
I mean, that was some of the best ministry. Let me throw that out there. I was like, man, some of the people you can't judge people.
Of course, heck no.
Beautiful, playing a piano, they singing. I'm loving it. Some of the sweetest people I've ever met. But I was thinking, and I was kind of throw it off sometimes. I was like, oh, that's so cool. They let men and women come to this service. And I looked around, and then my friend top, she was like, ooh, we had an all women's prison. I was like, oh. So that's why I asked the question about how, did the women look? Because some can be, sometimes you question.
That look more like a guy.
Look like a guy.
Right, but do you think, but that's still kind of weird because that means that the females that look like the guy that could be more butchy still like, for lack of a better, the D. You know what I'm saying? Vitamin D. Let's be honest. Because otherwise, what are you doing?
I don't want to be graphic.
I mean, listen.
Because
these are still adult terms.
Most women still do. They do still like the D. That's why people use strap-ons. I didn't want to go there.
Well, this is what I heard, and I won't say who told me, but this is what I heard. Because sometimes you like, why? How is that possible? It's I guess somewhere along the line you still like the parts.
The parts.
You still like the parts of it. Like you may be gay, right? A gay man, and you like the very gay, flamboyant man, but you still. And you would think, well, why not just get a woman? He is dressing like a woman, but they still like the parts of the man. You get what I'm saying? So even though he is looking like the woman,
right,
he still has the parts.
But in
of
this
the man.
case, they wanted the parts of the opposite sex.
In this case, they want the parts of the opposite sex, right? Because because at some point the itch is gonna come. You know what I'm saying?
That's a lot.
What do you tell your kids?
Yes, I have a lot of questions.
What do you tell your kids?
I don't know. It's an interesting story, very interesting, but I'm sure not uncommon.
So is anybody like? So are they thinking about changing any regulations, or is this okay?
Something needs to happen.
Are they going to foresee this happening again? Because some people can do that. I mean, and just because at this point you can just. I mean, I definitely respect the trans woman, trans. That's really what you're going through. But then you're gonna have people take advantage of that, who gonna act like they're trans, and then they're gonna come in there just to do all the women that are in prison.
Like a fox in the hen house.
You can't tell me
Rick Ross beard. I'm a woman.
Yeah, you can't tell me what I identify as.
You can't.
And then you're gonna be a whole mess in jail.
Yeah.
So how do you?
You're gonna be the real bull in the.
And then it'd be a whole mess in jail. Like we saw in sports, it already is.
That's already
So I mean, at what point is there a limitation? Is there boundaries?
Should there be like a separate unit for trans?
Yeah.
So like in other words, if you trans
okay.
woman, all that should be a unit. If you trans man, meaning a woman becoming a man.
Okay,
that's a unit.
I hear that. I mean, at that point, that's probably what it's going to have to be for people not to take advantage of the law.
Because if just based on that alone, and they was having that bathroom issue, which bathroom do they use? Do you want the trans woman, which is still physically a man, going into the same bathroom as your daughter?
No.
You get what I'm saying?
Because
you clearly liked it.
No,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't want that because it'll be the same. If you got a trans woman who's a man who's in sleeping with women in jail, that same man, he clearly still has an attraction to a woman, which could have an attraction to my kid.
There
and
you
that's the
have
stuff
it.
that, again, we ain't going to debate. Because
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So
That'd be the last
that'd
day.
be the last, yeah. So stuff like that, you have to think about stuff like that. And people who do take advantage, people there, like I said, you got to think people will take advantage of everything.
Absolutely.
And it's sad because you have people who really, really do want to, kind of like your daughter, who really, really wants to become a man. That's what she's come to terms with. That's what she wants to do. Then you have somebody who's going to take advantage of that situation so they can manipulate somebody else. So I don't know how they're going to regulate that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's interesting.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I don't even know how to you know how some things make you become an advocate for something? Like, in other words, if, like, what's she's in the Senate now. I can't think of her name. Here in Georgia.
Stacey Abrams?
No, I think she's black. I'm not even sure of her race. I think she's a black woman. Her son was murdered.
She is African American.
You know what I'm talking about?
about.
So she just became an advocate.
Lucy Macbeth.
There you go. Yeah. And so now
she texts me every day. You know, you be on
hey, how you
text
doing?
message.
Vote for me this year.
Yeah.
Counting on you.
Right. Can I count on you?
I love it.
Right, that's funny. So certain things make you become an advocate. If your son is being bullied in school and committed suicide, you become an advocate for bullying.
Absolutely.
For me, nothing has provoked me, if that's the right word, to become an advocate for, because I stand into I'm not straddling the fence. I stand on one side, but I sometimes I have to act in another. Like, in other words, I stand on the side that God made Adam, God made Eve, ...
Absolutely.
But then I got 2 kids.
Yeah, that you still love.
That I love. And so I'm looking, I got to stand on that side like, well, we can't hate them. You know what I'm saying?
God doesn't hate them.
Right.
So.
You know what I'm saying? We can't throw them out with the bathwater, and you can't, but how do I become an advocate for? And it doesn't compromise me. You get what I'm saying?
No, I'm with you on that.
You know what I mean?
I'm definitely with you. This I'm not against it.
Because I don't want them walking down the street get knocked over the head.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Like, I'm not you're not with any kind of violence toward
right.
trans. I don't think any of us are. And people like to, talk about the sin of homosexuality and all that and skip all the other sins.
No, right.
That's one of my number one pet peeves.
I went to lunch with this. I can tell this story. I've told this story. I won't say her name. This is up in D.C. Went to lunch. We was having lunch. We was having this great conversation. And she was talking about a coworker of hers. And she said, yeah, I go to, she real cool, blah, blah. I go to lunch with her. I don't care. I go to lunch with her. She gay, blah, blah, blah. Something like that, she said. I said, yeah, I go to lunch with you, and you're a fornicator.
Yep.
Because I know what we do.
But that's what, exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
That was the moment, and she probably was like,
it was a stun moment.
Probably took her back.
It did.
Like, I don't know why we make that.
It gave a perspective of whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And so,
it's because, again, for me, like I said, I'm a private person, but I will hold an open discussion with you.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you, listen, I ain't gonna ever deny something. You get what I'm saying? I ain't gonna ever say, well, because I do it. It got to be cool. Let me find it in there. No, it's still wrong. It's still wrong. I should not be doing it.
But
I'm
out here.
But I like it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I like the rob. You know what I'm saying?
You better hold your purse tight.
That is too funny. Hold your purse tight now. Oh, that is too funny.
But I definitely understand your position.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
a Christian, I understand your position. I absolutely do. You definitely standing on the word of God. But at the same time, you can't judge one person for one sin. Just like
Right.
somebody could judge you for one sin.
Absolutely.
So I definitely understand where you're coming from. Trust me. And sometimes it's kind of, you have to pray about it. You're like, Lord, I don't know where to be.
I don't know what
this.
to do.
No, I'm with you on that. It's just, that's just a real statement. You're like, I don't know. I love them just the same.
Right.
I love them just the same as they love me for my sins. So that is, I'm with you on that 100%.
Yeah.
As a Christian, I am with you on that.
Where's that group
Yeah,
that I can go sit down with and get some other takes
where's
on from people?
where's the group at? Let's
you know
have
what
a
I mean?
discussion. That's a good discussion.
Because
though.
it's not anything like talking to you guys. You're like, yeah, I feel you, but you can only feel me, but for so much.
Right.
Like whether either from like not having children or having them, but they're not.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't nobody know how I feel though. And I gotta hold it all in.
Right,
you get what I'm saying?
And you shouldn't have to hold it in. That could be like a support group.
That's what
I'm pretty
saying.
sure there is a group.
I probably
out
is a
there.
support, and I think it should be a genuine support group. Like you said, at the same time, you're losing a daughter and gaining a son. And it's
That's
nothing
a loss.
it's nothing biological that
Right,
happened
right.
there.
Mhm.
So that is to me, that is a support group. Like you see the shows where they get married, like I don't know, it's not married. It's some of the shows where the families meet and all that. And I've seen like gay couples and they're saying, "Hey, mom, you have to respect this." I'm like, your mom has to realize your mom grows up thinking her son is gonna marry a daughter, like marry a woman, and you have these thoughts in your head. And and his mom wasn't judged. She's like, I just have to come to terms with this that my son is marrying a man.
Right.
Not say that I'm not gonna love you any less. You just have to let me come to terms like you've come to terms. So
Right.
I understand that. But like you said, I can only be with you so far.
I love to hear it.
Yeah, but absolutely. You need to find you a support group.
One thing I will say that I thank God that they were born in this family.
Yeah.
My family, because of the type of family that we are. Now, I don't know what people do when they go home and you close the door and they like, he gay. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's happening. But what I do know is, we cool. You know, it ain't that, well, don't you come here. If you come, don't you bring your boyfriend with you. You know what I mean? Because I've heard people say that she wants to go, not my daughter, but this young lady I was talking to who's gay, and she wants to go home with her girlfriend for Thanksgiving, but her parents and family don't want her to, she can come, but don't bring her. So I live with this woman. I'm quote unquote married to this woman, but I can't bring my spouse to Thanksgiving.
At that point, I think that's when you need to have an open discussion with your family. Like, hey, that's like the processing moment. Hey, I don't understand it. I don't agree with it. That's how your parents feel. But because I love you, I'm going to love this other person that you love. That's when love supersedes all. To me, that's when that love comes in. And then you don't have to lie and say, I'm loving it. I'm excited about it. Yeah.
You trying to slide
and that's when you be real with your child. Listen, I'm at to come to grips with
You
this.
can give
Now
me
I'm
a
be
minute.
real with
Yeah.
it. Now I'm be real with you. But come on.
Yeah. But the thing is, what the parent or whomever is hating on is the act. Of something. But that person is still a person.
It's still a person.
And like, you know, for example, you being transparent, my son's husband, you know what I'm saying, is a person.
Yeah.
Who's a cool person. I'm going back some years. My son's graduation, he out in he in another state. And so we walking down, I went out for the graduation, this some years ago. We all hanging, there's a bunch of us. Me, his mom, we're not together, we haven't been together in years.
She wouldn't want to hurt you.
No. I done her wrong too. I just foul. That's a whole nother, you know what I mean? That's a whole nother thing, you know what I'm saying? Hanging out, but I'm hanging out with his boyfriend because we're all out. Yeah. But he was so freaking cool. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Not that he wouldn't be. He was just so cool that I think it even bothered my son how cool we was in. You know what I'm saying? Now that sounds weird just now, but hey, listen,
y'all
know.
He's just a cool dude.
I'm saying that to say, just because you don't like what they do, they are still a person. It's still a person who has it's like white people or black people are half human. Man, we are still people. You
Not a minotaur.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? We ain't subhuman and a third of a human, and you know what I'm saying?
It's still a human. That's what you just asked them. Y'all come to the house, but don't give me no PDA. I don't want to see no
No
PDA.
PDA.
I don't want to see no PDA.
Now, I'm
now.
all for
Hold
it with
on.
me and
I'm
me and
with-
Harold. You know what I'm saying? Me and your father.
Yeah, but
Mr. Earl.
yeah, right.
Are you still saying Mr. Earl? You know what I'm saying?
The thing about that though is if
the
you
grass
really
cut,
pay,
don't
I mean, sometimes you know though. I think as a parent, you kind of know. Like if your child is leaning toward the left,
Oh,
or the
yeah,
right, I think you know.
My son didn't throw me at all. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, he didn't throw me at all. My daughter kind of caught me a little bit, and I started talking to her a little early, but I was talking to her in roundabout ways. It was like that. It was like the I see you, but I'm not gonna say I see you. I'm gonna talk to you in ways that you know I see you. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you just leaving a little. I see what's happening here, but I gotta watch this thing unfold. I don't know. I don't want to jump the gun.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, you know.
That's why I figure as a parent. So that's what I'm saying. When people saying you can't come to the house, you knew. Like you knew this already. Like most people, I've seen clips of people coming out and the grandma be like, "Oh, girl, I already knew that. You got something else for me." Like
what?
go back in the
You
room.
hungry?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If you really, observing to your children, you knew. So let's
Yeah.
go on with all that.
Yeah.
Talking about you can't bring them to the house. No.
Yeah, and it was a little while ago. I was talking to this young lady, and she somehow or another I mentioned my daughter or something like that, and I knew she was gay, and it just made her start asking questions. Well, what did you do when ... Like, listen, I can't tell you about yours, how, because I don't know the type of folks you have, but I just know the type of the type of person I am, and I know the type of people in my family. And we ain't never hated on nothing of any kind of thing. It's just, listen, yeah.
And that's the thing. And
What did Chappelle say? Yeah, you're gay, you're just gay. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
And I think people might, especially Christians, I think they're probably thinking that loving somebody might be jeopardizing their Christianity. But like you said, you can love the person and hate the sin. You don't have to love the sin that they're in just to love that person and to have that person. Like you said, it's a human person coming into your life. So I don't think this as a Christian, I don't think that jeopardizes your Christianity by loving somebody. I don't see that how God would be like,
Yeah. You're referring to the parent loving the child.
The parent loving the child, even letting the parent, the child's partner come in. Like you said, it's still a human. You're still letting somebody, like it's maybe just for Thanksgiving. You're still feeding somebody.
Yeah,
you
right.
You still helping.
They still hungry.
Like
you
you're
know what I'm
still
saying?
helping somebody. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like not like I said, you don't have to accept the lifestyle. I'm not saying that, but still loving the person. I think because that's when you start hating them and hating the person, then you start jeopardizing your Christianity in other ways.
You got problems.
So it's just
and I get it. I know some things like that. It's hard to take in. It's hard.
It is. Oh, absolutely.
What's the word? Adjust and hard to swallow and the whole deal. But it just I don't know. Like I said, I tell this thing all the time because when people be telling me stuff about their kids, I'm like, listen, you don't know how to have a conversation with your child until you can have your daughter call you crying because her girlfriend broke up with her.
Yeah.
And how do you console that?
Oh.
How do you console that?
That's a tough one.
I said I had to just be dad.
Yeah.
I had to talk like a
dad.
father would talk to his daughter. You know what I mean? So... but yeah, I probably need to be in a support group so y'all hear me say that like openly because nobody ever asks me how I feel. Nobody ever says, "Well, geez, what do you think about it?"
Because I think, well, not using your daughter as an example, but for people that are going through this, and as a parent, man, you see baby pictures of your kids, you see them growing up.
I've changed diapers.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
and you're seeing them. You're not seeing that, but you're seeing them like you was saying earlier about, her daughter marrying the guy or whatever. But I think he said her mom was a judge.
Ooh.
That's what you telling earlier. But might have been off mic we were talking about.
Probably off.
Probably off. I was going with him.
Don't tell nobody. You know what I'm saying?
But you see your kids growing up, and that's those memories you can't really
they don't go nowhere.
They don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
you look at them differently than the world looks at them. You know?
Right.
So that's kind of, it's like you going, like you say, you're going through it also.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. So, I was talking to somebody about this. I said, my grandmother was like my grandmother. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because that's who I grew up. My grandfather too, but my great grandfather died, didn't cry. My grandfather died, didn't cry. My grandmother died, didn't cry. I was jovial. I'm moving around the funeral like, you know what I'm saying? And here's the body. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But my father, when he died, it was a whole nother thing. It was like something got snatched out of me. And so I'm saying that to say, watching my daughter from come out to come out, you know what I'm saying? Oh, that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm like, but now I'm getting ready to, in a sense, lose her. Yeah. So how do I grieve it? You get what I'm saying?
That's true. I mean, that is definitely one side of the story that we never discuss. And I think it should be discussed more. I do. And I think it's because society, we have
beat you down.
Yeah, they'll beat you down for asking a question. Like,
I don't understand.
I'm just really, really trying to understand. I guess it's because you aren't the person undergoing the transition, but at the same time, you are going through a transition. It's not a physical transition, but it's a mental transition. I think we as society
and emotional.
As well.
Absolutely.
And I think we need to take heed to that.
Right. So if you want us to join in, you got to give us ways to transition in. You know what I mean? Like double dutch. You sitting there like, I don't know, should I do it now? Or,
you got to be able to give a person time to digest that stuff.
Absolutely.
It's hard. Yeah, absolutely. So. Up to love, that's all I'm saying. And as far as the prison and the dude who got the two, I said dude because he acted as a dude.
He acted as a dude.
Love in the club.
He shot up the club is what he did.
Literally. Yeah. That's a lie.
Yeah, I mean, so
Pew.
right. So Tashina Arnold posted on Twitter, or asked a question on Twitter. It got some people moving and shaking and steamed a little. And you came in, you were listening to a podcast, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Of the woman saying, what was she saying? She was basically saying the type of men women should look for men.
She was saying it was kind of the reason why a lot of black women are single, and she was saying that it's because it's the availability of the eligible black men in paraphrase terms.
Gotcha. And it kind of transitioned into this question that Tashina Arnold asked, which was, what can black women do to help with the emasculation of black men? Now, I can ask that question to you, being a black woman, and I don't know what your affiliation or your experience is with the emasculation of the black man, but how do you love a black man?
We were talking earlier, and I was saying, like, in my younger age, boy, I would go in on a black man. Like,
and see, that's a Pandora's box to open too.
Yeah, so
it becomes a why.
Yeah, it becomes a why. That can go a long way. Like in my 20s, I would go in. Like, you ain't nothing. Blah 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 blah. This, it could be from the slightest thing. But as I've gotten older, and you just kind of sit back, it comes with maturity. You kind of sit back and relax, and you realize all the things that a man does go through every day. Like, I would get mad at my ex for maybe not answering the phone when he should have, and not doing this, not realizing.
I was in church.
Yeah, not realizing the things he is dealing with emotionally, the things he's dealing with
emotional
mentally.
damage.
Yeah. Not even realizing that, but sitting back as you get older and you just start to observe, you realize, wow, some of the things I said, I really emasculated that man for things maybe he didn't want to accomplish, maybe things I wanted him to accomplish and he didn't want to accomplish. Maybe he didn't just have it in him. Maybe there were some things that happened when he was young. I don't know, but you start to really realize I need to uplift this man versus emasculating this man.
And so then I asked you, not necessarily define the word emasculate, but explain or tell us, what does emasculation look like? Like, in other words, you saying you would tear him up for...
It looks like Jada Pinkett Smith to Will Smith.
But what does it look like?
No, I'm just kidding.
Because if she was doing it while we couldn't see it. You get what I'm saying?
No, it's looking like pretty much, and that's not public because I never did it publicly.
That's what I'm saying, right.
For me, it could be publicly. You can emasculate.
So at least you waited till y'all got in the car.
Yeah, it'd be in the car.
Like, soon as I get you
it'd
home.
be like it'd be in the car. Like, oh, okay, so kind of like when the lady was speaking about eligible black men. When you're a certain education level, you want somebody else your certain education level. So it's like the person's educated. Well, you just want to be dumb, huh?
So you just cool with that GED.
Cool. Yeah, you just cool with being subpar. You just cool with being mediocre. Like, yes, like that is
like, I own my own home.
So you just want to be whacked for the rest of your life, huh? Okay, let's go to the store. Like, but you're not thinking anything of it. And sometimes in our mind, and it's not, we call ourselves that's not uplifting.
That ain't how it works.
In my mind, well, maybe if I talk about
encourage him.
that's encouragement. Maybe if I talk about him bad enough, he'll want to prove me wrong. But you're not realizing, wow, you are at all. Yeah. But again, that takes maturity. When you think I have emasculated this man, I'm just pretty much telling him he's nothing. I don't know that we can go to work every day and I can tell him he's not nothing. I am wrong.
Yeah, you ain't gonna go to...
It takes you to reflect back, like, and I can say this, in my younger, I was wrong.
Yeah.
I can honestly say that, but that's what emasculation looks like to me. And that's a private emasculation. Some people take it further, some people take it deeper.
Yeah.
I've said stuff like, you ain't nothing got no money. I've said, listen.
You ain't nobody.
Listen, I've said things, okay? I have, paraphrased some things,
She said paraphrase.
I have said some things that were wrong, and then I look back and was like, you can't tell nobody.
Are you
that.
serious?
You can't do that. You don't do
that is a man.
You don't do anybody like that. But I think we talked about where it derives from. Sometimes it can derive from daddy issues. Sometimes it can derive from different things that have happened in your childhood. And yes, I grew up with a very loving mother, but I did not grow up with a father in the household. I grew up with father figures, but not a father in the household.
So that for you created
it could have created more of a, not a hate for men, maybe like a disdain for men. Like, I just don't like your existence.
Like you were
right now.
challenging him.
Yeah, like kind of like, or maybe
him.
wanting him to be better than what I saw. It could be.
I got
there
you.
could be different variables.
No,
to
yeah, of course.
But it wasn't. I did go to therapy, y'all, so I ain't crazy.
No, that's what's up.
With you, I'm for Jesus in therapy. But I think really when I went to therapy, I said, "Girl, you're gonna be the reason I found a husband because I'm not gonna be emasculating these men anymore." Because I see
I'm learning
where the root of the issue is. But I think we do it sometimes as women, and sometimes we do it as black women, and this is a bad way of displaying it because we want so much for y'all, and that's what my emasculation is as hard as it came from a good place. Like deep down, I really, really wanted him to do better for himself. Like, I promise you,
that's funny.
I really wanted him to do better for himself. Me, the way that I executed, the way I executed was all the way.
It was poor.
Wrong. Yeah.
Operative word being execute.
Like this man is on a firing range.
And plus they just took it, but it was absolutely wrong. Now, do I still want the same for black men? Yeah, would I display that type of
not that way?
No, not that way. So I think sometimes we do that as when we display it the wrong way. We want so much for y'all, but our actions don't. They don't come out.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully wherever he is now,
he's much better.
He got his stuff together.
Yeah,
that's like the movie with Wesley Snipes and Sanaa Lathan. They were dating.
Disappearing acts or training.
There you go. That's what was he like a construction worker? Then he went back to school at the end and got his It was disappearing act.
Something like, is that it? Somebody's acts.
I'm gonna Google it, but I know, but it reminded me of that because she wanted more for him,
and a lot of black women want more. And I think sometimes the emasculation, I just want to say this too, I think it comes out of frustration sometimes because I want more for you than you want for yourself, and I think that goes back to
and it's just
why can't you? Why can't you see what I see in you?
You see?
Why are you afraid of success? Like, dude, what is going on? So I think that's I think so. Sometimes that is the case, and I think that's where it comes from sometimes too.
And nobody wants to explore. Well, now we won't say nobody wants to, but a lot of cases with that frustration, you're not given the opportunity to explore what is going on.
Right.
Are you really afraid of success?
Right.
Do you think that you're not smart enough? Because maybe we don't know what's going on in his brain.
That should be the conversation, not telling you that you're just dumb.
Like you're an idiot.
And that should be, and I think that dialogue.
Now get in the shower, get in this bedroom. You know what I'm saying? And then you want him to perform. He like, yeah, this ain't gonna happen. I'm not feeling you right now.
I don't even be here
She has his balls into her purse at that point.
Exactly. Because that plays that
absolutely.
that plays a role in all of that.
In all of that. Yeah, absolutely.
I ain't gonna want you after that.
It would be.
I don't even want to hold you after that. I don't even want no PDA.
I ain't gonna get you no McDonald's.
None of that.
Nothing.
Take you out to eat. What? Like
exactly.
Your feet are cold.
Yeah. Now, but the question is still remains: what do you feel as a black woman can be done, not just from you, but just if you think of a grander scope?
This the dialogue, like the conversation, kind of like what you said. Instead of talking down to somebody, lift them up. Because y'all do, as I say, as you get older, you realize the things that y'all do go through in life. And we were talking about, it's a whole different scenario. We were talking about the whole police situation, how you're emasculated by a policeman, and at that
in front
time,
of his girl.
at that time, so you see things like that, and it changes your perspective. But just uplifting our black men, sometimes just complimenting a black man. I realize y'all need compliments too. Just like a woman, it doesn't have to be that I like you, I'm flirting. It has to be a flirtatious thing. Somebody can say, "Oh, I like your hair.
Nice
oh,
shirt.
a nice shirt. Oh, you looking, you looking spiffy today." Right. Just uplifting our black men, because we don't know what y'all hear every day. So if I'm a black woman, it's, "Oh, you looking sharp today. All right, I see." Something just like that. If it's somebody that you don't know,
I see you, queen.
Yeah, right. Like
I see you, king.
If you're having a bad day, that'll kind of lift you up. Like, oh, I still got it.
You know what?
Shoot. Like little
I'm going to get a job.
I think I will call them back.
Right? Little things like that, I think.
It means something.
Yeah.
Now, I know you have to also, as a woman, be careful, because some men don't know how to take that.
Some people don't
they
get
think
me on
you're
that,
hitting on
don't get
them.
me on that tangent. You can't be nice to some people. Like, I was smiling. I said hello.
Good morning,
I said hello.
Yeah.
But that's why. So,
she want my number.
Yeah. Get that Google phone.
Right.
But that I'm telling you, women, it will help you out.
Save your life.
I told you she wanted us.
Right.
But yeah, you do have to be careful in that sense. But I think with like if somebody that you know privately, just having discussions with them, open dialogue, just uplifting them. Sometimes it's easy as, hey, how's your day going? How you feeling today? Things like that. Before you going in on somebody, like, where you been? Why you answering my phone? Well, maybe there's a reason he didn't answer the phone call. Maybe there's a reason for this. First of all, ask you, how has your day been? Like something
ease
simple.
me
Like,
in.
And then, okay, so that was 2:00. So why did you answer at 3?
Right.
Then you can get to the facts.
We having a nice pork and bean dinner.
It's the dialogue, the conversations, I think, that we miss. And
That's
to me
important.
is where it starts.
Yeah.
Because I forget the actual it's in Proverbs about a man being on the roof.
What did I mention earlier?
I
mentioned that verse that you talk about. Yeah.
Because we all go through stuff, but I'm talking about it from a man's perspective. You don't want to come home to that after you left it out in the world.
Yeah. Now I understand.
That's supposed to be your
sanctuary. Yeah. And it's hard because, like you said, you're speaking out of a frustration. So I think in kind of two things kind of have to happen, which is acknowledge or recognize that there's a frustration and dial that back. As the woman. Because other than if you don't, it's going to come out.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. As a woman, you can't tell us.
I
you
know.
Can't say it like
it's kind of moot right now.
You can't say down that back like,
like, what does that mean? You know what I'm saying?
Because if I got to come home today, I'm sitting in the driveway for at least 30 minutes.
It's the Goodfellas
I'm in the driveway
scene where dude wakes up in the morning and Karen got the gun to his face. And he's like, I got to go out there with the wolves every day.
I can't
come home to you. I'm out there with the bad guys.
Yeah, I'm going to be in the driveway just contemplating stuff before I come in there.
Well, that's the thing. You're going to either be in the driveway or you're going to be in somebody else's driveway.
You better believe it.
Again, that all comes with maturity and what you learn and what you know.
You better believe it.
Yeah, I see.
He'll be in somebody else's driveway. Now, I know it works both ways. I do. I get it. So a woman can be in somebody else's driveway too.
Right,
but he will. She's like, you already know.
Telling me to pull that back down. That back come on something.
If I pull that down one more time,
down the back and be down.
Yeah, my co-worker going out.
But I think it's a two-way street, though. But Yeah, but only emasculation, where the subject is the emasculation of men.
Yeah.
That is to me where it starts. The conversation, the dialogue. The men, y'all like to be treated like kings too. If you're dating somebody, hey, it's okay to have a meal cooked when he comes home.
Nothing wrong with that.
If y'all married or whatever, a little bath water run from. Like,
Drink your bath water.
That is okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're taught that the man should spoil me, and so, but it's okay to spoil your man as
It's
well.
okay.
Now I'm not saying
Beyonce
if y'all
cater
just
to
date-
you.
Yes,
Well,
cater to
Destiny's
you.
Child, whatever, yeah.
Yes. Now I'm not saying if y'all just dating, you buying him Jordans and
Yeah,
playing
of course.
video games. That's
Yeah.
not what I'm
Getting
saying.
him a PS5.
Yeah,
you
PS5.
know?
I'm saying if y'all in a very committed relationship
Yeah,
or you
of
are
course.
together, y'all are
Working on my
married,
Call of Duty
nuptials
sport.
going. Yeah, that is totally
That is cool.
okay.
Because I always say, like, Valentine's Day, it's somehow or another K's and commercials have steered the day to women.
Yeah, it's all
It's a day for, which is a day for lovers.
Yeah, it's a day
If
for
you're-
lovers.
For love. And I always say, and this could be done on a grand scheme, your man wants flowers too, but just don't send them to him. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Y'all want legit like physical flowers?
A flower could be a steak.
but well, I'm using a physical.
It's a
flower.
metaphor.
It's a metaphor though, because but I always say, your man, like your man send you flowers at your job. Your man wants flowers sent to him too. Just
got
don't
you.
do
I
it.
know.
You get what I'm saying? In other words, he just wants to be treated the same. Not I get a card and you get the steak. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
And I think too, that's where if you want, I don't want to take this relationship, but if you want to take it relationship wise too, I think it's important to know your partner's love language.
Facts.
Because that would be your flowers as
Very
well.
important, yeah.
That's very important if you like give. So you like affection. Whatever your love language is, that plays a part in how you don't emasculate a man as well, just showing them that you love him, which elevates their love. So it's a lot of variables in there.
A lot of variables. Yeah. Yeah.
But dialogue is definitely where it starts.
Yeah. I fortunately I have not been in a relationship where I felt like I was being emasculated. I don't think. And I say this partially arrogantly, while I was at the same time acknowledging arrogantly, you know what I'm saying? That because I kind of control the scene. You get what I'm saying?
You had the right woman then, because she.
Well, we're men. Like another. What nothing you could say to me because I was already this.
Oh, so
get what I'm saying?
so when if she,
It
if
was
she
like
said
water off
something
a duck.
like you were like, girl, gone.
Bye with that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to go over here and see Gina
Yeah, I'm
anyway.
gonna- next. If you don't respect me, you know what I'm saying? And you busy. Right in front of her. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Type of deal. But that's I'm not saying it's an isolated thing, but it's just maybe it was my deflectiveness.
Yeah,
it was my
that's like-
defense.
yeah,
you
it's
get
your
what I'm
defense
saying?
mechanism,
There
yeah.
you go. Maybe see again another breakthrough. Maybe it was more of a defense for me.
Be another 6
So whatever, so whatever it is you might be wanting to say,
Yep.
water off a duck's back.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
whatever.
That's how you didn't let it penetrate.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
Yeah.
Wonder
Yeah.
Woman. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, ever been talked down to, emasculated, or felt emasculated in a relationship, Deke?
No, not really. I'm kind of the same way. Just made tracks, brother. Like I kind of ghosted, out of a couple of situations.
No, you felt it like,
Yeah, when I felt it, I was like, nah, this ain't gonna work.
we're done.
And it's a no.
Right. Yeah, so I don't know. I think you saying on one hand, the way you talk to a man, but you're talking to him out of frustration and knowing and recognizing or acknowledging that you need to dial it back. But
That's
yet
what
at the same time, but you're talking to a woman and you're asking her to dial it back.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
it's the communication on both ways. Like you just say, who you say? What you say? You say,
No,
you want me to do
what-
what?
what?
Tell,
Yeah.
tell me to dial it back one more time.
But who has to tell you that? Is it another woman?
What do you say?
Like if a man says, well, listen, calm down, because that's how
I ain't gonna lie,
you're
but-
crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Now I was cool with the
Don't
calm
call me
down.
crazy.
And then we can say crazy. I'm gonna show you crazy. I think sometimes it's self-reflect. Like some words you just shouldn't use in an escalated situation.
Yeah.
Like calm
What
down,
you call
dial it
me?
back. Like hey, that means hey, let's just talk about it.
Yeah,
So
can we
that's-
argue in the living room and get out the kitchen?
Yeah, some words you stay away from.
You gotta stay away from, yeah.
If male or female, you just
Yeah,
stay
yeah.
away from those words.
I agree.
Dial it back is one of them. But the listen, actually, women respect that. When a man says, "Yo, just listen," you be like, All right, what you got to say? You're clearly just upset. What you
Make
got?
it fast.
Now, that I've always respected. Like, no woman wants a man she can run over. So when you say,
True.
I mean, not disrespect.
Yeah, I'm with
but
you.
you just be like, hey, listen, I'm really trying to speak. You be like, okay, well, what you got to
That's
say
all I
then?
wanted you to do. Yes, Zaddy.
Yeah, we kind of like that. We're like, okay, well,
Okay.
all right, what you got to say then?
Filet it is. That's funny.
Somebody getting steak tonight.
And potatoes. Oh, that is funny.
Oh my
I don't know.
God.
It's the thing that I was saying about it was, I said sometimes I feel like we, and you followed up with something. I said I feel like we as black people, we kind of air our stuff out, and we're putting it all on the internet. Well, the black man should this, and the black man should that. Well, and the black woman should this, and the black woman should that. Meanwhile, and I said America is black and white, even though we are a melting pot of all.
Right.
Meanwhile, I feel like sometimes we give an ammunition to the white.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Where they're like, you see?
I
Exactly.
tell you.
Fathers don't stay in the home, and
Right.
fatherless kids, and they don't marry, and you get what I'm saying? And like Kanye said, and once he get on, he leave your butt for a white girl. You know what I mean? And it's like, see? So why would we put respect on their name when they don't put respect on their name? But then you was like, well, that's just what's coming up in your feed.
Yeah, that's your algorithm.
With algorithms, yeah. yeah. So I'm sure there are arguments within the white community as well about certain things.
Yeah, we probably just don't. Me personally, I'm not racist. I can't say I don't see how I go. I'm not racist. I got white friends. I'm just joking. Y'all. It's a joke. What I'm saying.
I keyed.
Right.
What I'm saying is my timeline is probably, honestly, mostly minority. I'm not, it probably is just the stuff that I watch a lot of stuff. I'm not a big TV person, but what I do watch and the content and stuff, a lot of it is, stuff that I can relate to. It might be minority based. So when I scroll through, I am going to see comments like the one I saw about, the eligible black man for the woman and things of that nature, or the talk shows that I talk to. There's nothing against somebody else who might be the same color as me, same gender as me, might have a different timeline, and they might watch TMZ and all that other stuff, which will give them a different algorithm than I will.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just how my algorithm works.
Yeah, the way my algorithm is set up.
And I would say this too. Sometimes we air out stuff, and I don't, because it's not like we can have a community meeting. It's not like we can say, "Hey,
hear
ye." Hey, let's talk about
Mercedes
Theater.
Let's
talk about the black
Stadium.
Get us all come down here, and let's talk about the black man, the black woman, the relationships, and all.
Nobody will listen.
But this is how we it's kind of therapy in a sense. How we can help each other. Because you could be sitting, a black woman could be sitting at home and like, I don't understand, Lord, why am I single? I don't get it. I'm trying, and then you come across a feed like that, be like, wow, there are other women who are like that are single, who just don't want to, you don't like the word settle. But I mean, who just don't want to.
I get the word
but
settle.
But you get what I'm saying in that sense. You like, is it just me, Lord? Okay, I have other women, and sometimes that can uplift your spirits if you know that you're not the only one in the world going through this dilemma. Right. So I think there's an sense, but don't get me wrong. There's sometimes when we air out stuff like, you could just keep this shit out. So it's a two-way street.
Yeah. All right, well, ladies, dial down the frustration, because I'm sure you're frustrated. Absolutely. As a black man, excuse me, watching other black men, I can become frustrated with seeing some of the things that I see. Mm-hmm. But turn the camera around, and they could be frustrated with some of the things they see about me. Exactly. You get what I'm saying? So I'm learning, and I constantly. I'm cool with the evolution of learning. I want to know if my way of thinking is this way, how can I elevate it, or change it, or better understand what it is. And I think sometimes we just get lost in translation. Mm-hmm. That's where we kind of stand.
Absolutely.
This is what I want in a man. If he ain't making this kind of money and matching my fly and blah, 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 and you got your list, which I understand. Men, I don't know if all men create a list per se, but I'm sure there's some things, at least mentally, he's thinking about that he would like to have. But, and I don't want to use this as a total excuse, but he also has to come up against certain things that makes it harder to achieve it. You get what I mean? Like, it's like when Chris Rock said the black man, he living in the same community or neighborhood as a dentist. Mm-hmm. He said, a dentist. He says, I had to fly where this dentist got to walk to. Like, in other words, I had to go around the world telling these jokes. And he just got to walk into that neighborhood and said this one.
But here's where I'm gonna throw this in there real quick, because women, let's not forget that women go in with 2 strikes against us. Let's not forget that women get paid less than men. And that is a statistical fact. So let me get that out.
She's been on her stats all day.
Yeah, so let's not forget that. And then let's not forget that we're also black. And let's not forget, as is it Farrakhan who said it, that the black woman is the most disrespected woman. So let's not forget that either. I am not taking this. I didn't want to say that earlier because I didn't want to take this away from the emasculation of black men, because I think that is real. But when you say, well, men, because you did, what just triggered that, you said what men go up against, but what women go up against as well. I think that's why there should be and I'm not saying that the black man, I know y'all go through some heavy burdens. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying respect the black woman too and what she goes through as well.
Right.
Just while we're respecting you and not trying not to emasculate, we trying to do better in our lives. You know, I'm just saying respect what we go through as well. Respect
absolutely.
that. If you're in corporate America and you're in a boardroom, majority of people probably won't look like you, and a black man will get a lot of times a black man will get ahead, and this is just a black man will get ahead in corporate America or business wise or CEO wise than a woman, because a woman is just looked down upon in those roles in general, and they put black on top of it, then you've got a 2-tier layer. So that's all I'm saying. They're just not, there's just not I disregard the black woman struggle, but definitely I respect the black man's struggle. Like I said, self-reflection is major, and I think we have to uplift each other.
Now, do you think we, on both sides, do we use it in a sense as a crutch?
Absolutely not. I've been in corporate America. Nobody wants to go in.
Because they try to hold me down.
But you don't. Some people will use it as a crutch, but me living both entrepreneur world and corporate America world, you don't want to go in there, because you go into a building, right? The white girl can be on her phone. She can be, because you're straight out of college. You're in the corporate business. She can be on her phone chilling. And you can't do any of that. You've got to sit up straight. You've got to be on your computer. You might not be watching BT, but the thing is, you've got to put on what they say, appearance is major. So you've got to put on a whole different appearance than that other person has, and so you got nepotism. You got all this going on. So it's just that I don't think anybody
systemic.
Systemic. So I think you can use it as a crutch if you want to, but most people use it as a stepping stone. I don't know anybody who wants to go through these struggles that we want to. We're still in 2022, and women, it's a constant struggle right now. They're trying to change it, but the fact is that women still do get paid less than men. So for the same exact positions we're talking about. So I don't know anybody who wants that struggle.
Yeah, no, I feel you. When you said that, it made me think of Tommy Davis. I don't know if you've seen him on Vlad, actor, comedian Tommy Davis. He was telling a story because he grew up in a white family. He was adopted. And he was telling a story about when he and his sister will go to school late. And his sister would get sent to class, and he would get sent to detention. And he said, and this was a black principal, and he said it took a while before his mother realized what was happening. That she went up to the school and was like,
"What's happening here?
What's happening here? Why is she coming to school at 9:05 like he is, getting sent to class, and he's getting sent to detention?" And the principal was almost oblivious to the fact that he was just doing it, given the privilege, black principal, but given the privilege to the white girl. And you get what I'm saying?
So I don't know if this is the correct term, but something like implicit bias, where it's just something that you're doing and you're not even real. It's kind of like when a white man, that's why corporate America is starting to pay attention to it. It's like when you just hire somebody, because you're hiring somebody that looks like you. And so if the world is sending all these black men, I guess he said, well, the world is sending them the world is detaining them, boom. And then you've got the school to prison pipeline. Like I truly believe in that. Like once young boys become a certain age, then you start looking at them as threats. So there's a whole dynamic. That's why I say I definitely respect the black man's struggle. But I do think that's probably what he sees. It was common to him.
Yeah.
Right? Send the black boy.
Almost a no-brainer.
Yeah, almost a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Oh, she's white. White is right. Boom, sit on the class.
Black is black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just what he saw.
And that's sad.
It's super sad.
And he said the lesson that he learned from his mother with that was, because it was the caption that caught me. He says, my white mother, well, he just said his mother said, you're black, you're black. You cannot be late. She can be late, but you cannot be late. but not at school. She was just talking about in life.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be viewed differently.
And that is, and it was implicit bias. I was right. But yeah, absolutely. You just can't do certain things. There's certain things that you absolutely cannot. And it's not, is it right?
Yeah.
No, but is it fair? No, but it's life.
Right. Unfortunately.
It's life.
Yeah.
And his mother was absolutely correct.
Yeah.
And he heard that from a white woman.
So you meet a guy, or you meet regardless, you meet a guy, you meet a girl, and y'all going out on a date. Who pays on the first date? And why?
He does.
And why?
Because
he does. You say?
Because he does. Nah.
Because he does.
That's a song.
Right. Because he does.
No. Here's the thing. Some people be like, "Well, who asked who on the date?" No, they be like, "But I want to say, I wish I would." Because
can we go out?
Yeah. The man is a chaser. The man knows what he wants.
I argue that word.
He's a hunter.
I always tell a woman, if I have to chase you, I don't want you.
Okay,
I will pursue you.
Okay, pursue, chase.
I know.
If a lion is pursue, he was gonna pursue his dinner. He's gonna he gonna chase it. He gonna eat. So the point is,
either way.
So if you want to use, we'll use your word. The man is a pursuer. He knows what he wants. He said the man is older today. He's gonna court the woman. So the man knows what he wants as a woman. Like I said, even you can be a single, pro black, whatever. You can be whatever you want as a woman, pro strong. You still want the man to take the lead. So if you if this pursuing, and as people do believe, I don't always believe this. If you're dating, people date till you gonna get married or whatever. You want to date a man who takes the lead. You want to date a quote unquote head of the household. So if you want to date that person and you're showing me who you are on this first date, then that's why you pay.
Gotcha.
So that is if
first date, regardless of who asked.
Yeah, regardless of who asked.
Because you're not going to ask anyway.
No, I'm not asking. I will imply that as a woman, I'll be like, oh, okay, so you want to do
Joel is hungry.
Yeah. You ever been to such and such?
You ever been to such and such?
I got a 2 for 10.
You ever been to such and such restaurant? On the second hand, I'm not going to ask. I believe that you should be the man. Like if you ask for my number, or we just started talking or whatever, we were introduced by somebody or whatever, we started talking. I feel like you should ask, because again, I want you to be the man and you need to take that lead. Now, if I gotta ask, then we probably on a friend zone
probably wasn't
already.
Going
Because at that point, I'm like, okay.
Tony?
Yeah.
Friend zone.
Now, I will say, going down the line, once you are dating somebody or once you are with somebody, it's okay for both of y'all to pay. If I'm going to pay this time, you pay next time, that's fine. But I need you to at least show me who you are first. If you are really a man of God and you head of the household and you want to portray all
just a man
if you want to portray all these,
just
a man in general, yes. But once down the line, I don't mind. Now, I'm not paying for them all. But down the line, I don't mind, because
you get 2 out of the 30 days.
You got this.
It's hard for
alligator arms.
I left my wallet in the car.
I sure left my purse.
I think it's hard because you think about it sometimes. As again, maturity as you get older, you're like, man, they got to ask you out. Then they got to pay for all the day. It's a lot of money. And then they got you start thinking, it starts adding up, and you're like, man, that is a lot.
That's a lot of
that is a lot.
If a man. Steve Harvey said this, which made sense. It makes sense now to me. He says a man will love you from where he is, financially. That's where he will love you. So in other words, if he can only take you to Wendy's or the 2 for $20 at Applebee's, that's where he loves you at. Not because he can't love you, don't want to love you more, but financially, that's what he could do.
That goes back to that eligible.
Like if you stop, upgrade the GED.
And that's what I have a whole.
But we got to know that every man's not going to make 6 figures.
No, that's fine. That's not what I'm saying. No, and I'm not with that. But what I will say is, at some point, you have to have my biggest thing, and my biggest thing is not finance. My biggest thing is ambition and your drive. That is my biggest thing, because somebody can be broke today and rich
tomorrow, right?
But my thing is, there are also certain levels. Now, people say, I struggle with him. Why can't you struggle? Because you were in college when you were with this man. Right. So when you were in college, y'all were supposed to struggle together. You were in your early 20s. That's why you were in your early 20s when you were with this man. Y'all were both in the struggle age. You just graduated high school, or you're in trade school, or you're in college, or you're whatever you're trying to figure out your life. In your 30s, you should have some type. Now, it has to be all, but it's some type of stability. Now, you could be transitioning careers. We're at a point where, I think over 5 million people have quit their job. job. So a lot of people are transitioning at that point. That's understandable. But where is your foundation? Like at 30, you should have some type of foundation. 40s, we going to 40. You should definitely should have had a foundation.
Nah, player.
And you could be transitioning from corporate to entrepreneur.
It happens.
But there needs to be some level there. So me personally, and people may debate me on this, and I understand, but me struggling with somebody out of my college and 20s and me struggling with somebody in my 40s, that's a whole different
level.
Now,
Struggle, too.
we can go to Wendy's in my 20s, in my early.
So you saying you won't take a double Whopper? You know what I'm saying?
But at least, or let me understand your situation.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that you've been, here's the thing, you shouldn't have been eating Wendy's from 20.
So you saying
from
that
22 to 40.
A burger from Wendy's is different from a burger from I can't even think. Ruth Chris?
No, yes it is. Yeah, Ruth Chris.
Have you ever been there?
Have you been to Ruth Chris?
Clearly you have not.
Yes, it is. Their cream spinach chicken is amazing. But what I'm saying is we all go. I'm not so I guess you could say we would say bougie or whatever that you would say. Oh my gosh, like we have to eat Wendy's. Now people, because you go through, life hits you hard. You go through trials in life. People lose jobs. We've had a pandemic. But I'm saying you shouldn't be eating the same burger from 22 to 42. You shouldn't have been eating that same burger.
Surely
at some point, you should have had a little fluctuation.
No steak.
Well, you were at least at Five Guys. I'm saying at some point, if your road got a little bumpy again and we back down on Wendy's,
down a level,
I understand. So then again, that's what we talk about dialogue.
Yeah,
that's what dialogue
Five
conversation.
Guys that give you peanuts.
At least. But what I'm saying, you shouldn't have been on we shouldn't have been leveled like that. At some point, you should have had a peak somewhere. Because I ain't gonna call it my age, but I'm not in my early 20s. I ain't 20s at all. So what I'm saying is, I'm in my 30s. I wouldn't throw that out there. So what I'm saying, in that age, there should be and that should be an expectation, and that's both ways. That's man expectation and woman expectation. I'm not saying the woman should be eating the Wendy's the whole time either. To me, that's an expectation on both sides. So again, I mean, it all.
And that's just a metaphor for, we don't care if you eat at Wendy's.
No, I don't care. I don't care if you eat at Wendy's, McDonald's.
Eat what you like.
But just upgrade that burger. Sometimes put some guacamole on it or something.
Check out a Chick-fil-A.
That's all I'm saying. And I understand that a man is going to love you where his money is. But like a lot of these people talking, they not having these struggles, and they talking about these early struggles, and that's what I like to point out to some people. You could struggle. I could have struggled 20 years ago. Yes, I could have. 10 years ago. Yes, I could have. But we're not about to have that same struggle. We're not about to have that same struggle.
You said that about the date part. I remember a co-worker, she was they came to work and was talking about, this was a couple of years ago, talking about she said, I went on 5 dates this weekend. Now I want to point this part out so that it'll make the story make sense.
Okay.
Not because but for the point. She's gay. So she went out on 5 dates over the weekend.
Okay.
And so that meant well, maybe it could have been irrelevant, but that meant the 5 people that took her out each time,
Is she the pursuer or the?
Well, I guess she's the female.
Okay, I got you.
Dating the doms, right?
I got you.
And so when she said it to me, I laughed. I was like, "Man, do you know if I'd have went on 5 dates this weekend, I'd have spent $500." Now she went 5 different dates. 5, took her out. $60 there, $100 there. If I went on 5 dates, I'm the guy.
You would have spent.
I'd have spent $500 over the course of the weekend. That's an expensive dating life. You know what I'm saying?
PDA optional.
So emotional damage.
I feel for y'all.
Paying for the first date all the time. You get what I'm saying? Can become expensive.
But you're choosing to date that many people.
Like, I'm out here.
To me, at that point, you're choosing to
player.
Yeah.
He belongs to the streets.
Right. He for everybody.
Out here. I mean, do you choose the restaurant too? I mean,
that's kind of important.
It's kind of important. Do you want to make a good first impression?
What's a good first impression for you? That's a good first date. First impression.
So I like to. For me, I like to let you know what you're getting into. Good
answer.
And I do, because I think
I don't play.
I think someone be like, "Well, he doesn't do this for me," because you need to set these expectations up front. Now, I'm not going to, or I don't care. We can go to Olive Garden. Really, I mean, you don't have to go to an expensive restaurant. Yeah. I'm not saying that we have to go to a steakhouse. We don't have to go to we don't have to do all that. We don't have to go to Ruth's Chris. We don't have to do all that. But what I'm saying is, even wherever we are, I'm gonna let you know that I'm probably not that salad eating chick. So if we,
I get busy.
Yeah, so
They know me up in here.
right. So I will order. Now, this is a tip for women
You
too.
been
What
here before?
what I also won't order is something I can't pay for myself.
There you
Because
go.
if you get to acting up and I got
You
to
get
pay this
alligator
meal
arms.
I like
myself,
that.
I'm not
I like
gonna
that.
do.
Right.
So if I
We can
order,
Dutch it up.
yeah, we can Dutch it if we have to. And I've been there before, and I was like, oh, this dude is Dutching it up. We ain't gonna make it.
Oh,
But
wow.
I've been there before.
Oh, that's an interesting
mind
story.
you, we were at that point. It was friends. But what
Oh,
I'm saying,
Tony?
yeah. But I'm never going to order something that I can't afford myself.
I
Two
got
two
you.
reasons.
I like
I'm gonna
Facts.
say two reasons. You shouldn't take advantage of somebody. That's number one.
True
if you weren't
that.
gonna order that yourself,
Thank you.
even if he's your man or whatever,
Because
don't
I
do
think
that.
sometimes when people up the ante when they know they're not paying.
Well, that's
for
why
it.
I love when
Opportunity.
people who are paying. I love people who are paying for your meal. They'll say it after you ordered it. Like, okay, now because you wasn't going, you couldn't afford that. But if I told you I was going
I
to pay
got
for
you.
it, you would have got everything on the menu. But two things.
So
and-
enjoy that salad.
On this side
Right.
of the menu.
And you get the big salad.
Right?
It's fine.
And the second of all,
Lots of
I'm gonna let
croutons.
you know, like this is what I will order myself. So this is how I treat myself. So this is how I expect you to treat me and more because I can treat myself to this. So I'm just letting you know at this point, this is who I am. This is what you get at this point. Okay, so this is
Love it or lump it.
This is what I like in life. These are the types of things I like, and I think you need to let that known. Not that you're trying to tell somebody that you're better than, but let somebody know what they're getting into.
Facts.
I think that can work on both. That can work on both
Both sides, yeah.
Second of all, I get it because if you act the food and I got to pay for this, well, I
Set
got
it
to pay.
all
I
out.
got to
Pay for it
In
and
the
jump in the
beginning.
Uber.
Set it
and
all
I
out
got
at
to
the
get my
beginning.
Uber as well. Then okay, no, I didn't get the whole bottle. I got the one glass of champagne. No, that was his.
He'll take care of that.
that
What-
was his.
What about you, Dickie? Your first date payer?
Yeah, I believe in it.
So even if she asks you out, you're still the guy that.
Yeah.
Well, see, Deke honestly taught me something. It was some years ago. I don't know if you remember this.
I did.
Yeah, you did, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I be listening.
Look at this.
bro, man.
Bromance. I love
Bromance,
it.
right.
I love it.
Bros.
About showing up at people's houses, like if you're invited,
they invite you, yeah. Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
you show up with something like
Yeah,
a
you bring
bottle of
they'll come
champagne
together.
or
Oh,
something.
debate with
I never even thought that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a debate with a guy that I dated once. He was like, "You don't show." I was like, "You can." It doesn't have to be. It has to be expensive.
Anybody
But
actually
it's
go
just
out,
the thought.
yeah.
Yeah, you just show up. You show up with somebody with a bottle, with a cake, with some soda, something. You it's just kind of like guest rules, I guess you could say.
It's the
Father-
unspoken,
it's the
kinda
unspoken,
unwritten,
Yeah, so I was
yeah.
taught that, but I
24
noticed.
packer with a mountain light.
You want this mountain night?
I'm done.
I was thinking of you.
Right. That is funny, cola. That is too funny. Yeah,
Everybody doesn't know that. Everybody doesn't grow up.
I didn't know
knowing
that.
Everybody,
You know what I'm
it's not a. I've noticed it is an unspoken rule, but not everybody knows it. And I
I mean, you
found
see
that
it
out.
like in movies when you're watching a movie, like, but you thinking it's a movie. I never even thought that. Oh, I should implement that
it's a
into.
gallon of tea, whatever.
Yeah,
Just
something, yeah.
Just to show, yeah.
Yeah, it was something. You must don't remember. We was talking and he's like, yeah, I show up with something, cake or
You
champagne
invited to
bottle.
my house anytime, dude. Come on with it.
I got wine.
Come on.
That is too
I
funny.
want a slice too now.
Now that you know, you come on to
I'm like, I got 2 bottles. That is too funny. But I would just want to say I appreciate you coming through and chopping it up with us and sharing your
Easy E.
your insights, your expertise, your
Don't
experience.
use your government now.
I'm trying to use all the words that begin with E. You get that?
I like it. I got it now. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just
You know what I'm saying? The
She's
evolution.
scrubbing her
Yeah, I like it. I'm all yeah. I like it.
Like, okay, keep
She over
going.
there grooming herself.
That's funny.
These braids are laid. I'm going back.
That is too funny. But tell the people where they can find you and social media and all that good stuff.
Appreciate it. First of all, thank y'all for having me on the show.
Absolutely.
Wade, it's always a
This was
pleasure.
fun.
Yes, Deacon Dirty. I had a good time with y'all. I love hearing the male perspective anyway. But you can follow me on all social media platforms at DJ Miss Eclectic. That's DJ MSECLECTIC. Website DJ Miss Eclectic as well.
That's what's up.
Not electric though. Eclectic.
That is what's up. It's your boy G Wade holding it down, kicking it alongside with my man Deacon.
Dirty.
Y'all know what it is. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy G-Wade holding it down. And I want to thank you all for tuning into this episode of the G-Wade Podcast. Now be sure to subscribe to this channel. Click that notification bell to stay up on all the latest videos and content that we post. And we just appreciate everything.
Oh, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at G-Wade Podcast. Till then.